had one performance and goes, all right, I see what I did wrong.
All right, well, we are getting into game number 2 here at the North American Regionals, so Admirable, Crowan, take it away.
We are taking it away. We are stealing it away. I'm seeing a lot of gloves. Well, I saw one glove there anyway. I was going to make a reference to Thieves' gloves because it felt like it fit in at that point, the fact that we were taking it from there. Prestevin starting off with a bow on a Malphite, finishing in 3rd place. Prestevin, I feel like, over the last year, has just been the most improved player we've seen in North America.
Exactly. That is a huge takeaway from especially day 2 of competition. Starting with the preferred item, bow as well.
Preferred units, maybe? Oh my gosh!
Well, preferred composition, right? Came in with playing a lot of Zaya. Wow. Lagoon, opener, or potential Astrals.
You get to free up the bow as well!
Beautiful.
I'm getting a lot of serious vibes right now. I could see any one of these directions coming into play.
Early Lagoon stacking, playing from ahead, does lean you into that Seraphine Graves direction extremely favorably. Yesterday, however, Prestevin did play one game of Seraphine Graves. It did only end up in a 7th, but maybe just not from the right spot. Looking perhaps a little better here. Does sell off the Seraphine, right? Those units, while they're good later on, not quite what you want in the stage 2.
Yeah.
And Prestevin stage 2, again, the word is aggressive to describe him. Wants to be pushing levels, wants to be punishing the rest of the lobby, and wants to be taking this start off with such high momentum. The Malphite tech in the corner.
Oh, yeah,
you're
just
so
about to point it out.
about it.
The socks, when we saw him trap, it was just right away, too. It's like, oh, the fundamental's so good. Oh, the Holy Bear shows up with a Nasus as well.
Wait a minute.
The Prestevin has so many options here, but one of them does need to show up. Guildcrest, Metabolic, Accelerator, Terrify. Guildcrest kind of giving me some vibes here, but not necessarily with exactly what's going on the board right now. He's going to go with the Guildcrest. It's still a very powerful one, and again, this kind of opens up a lot of direction for you. We've talked a lot about how direction really helps preserve that HP.
Exactly. People are going to be, players are going to be committing to direction on 2-1, right? That's when TFT is kind of, just widely played right now, and you're able to have that early direction. Prestevin has it with the Guildcrest. Again, I was just mentioning he's so comfortable with that Zaya line. What pairs so well with it
I
is
look in the
Guild,
middle of the round. He's like, oh, right, I have a Twitch sitting in.
Twitch comes in. The Rage Blade already slammed Prestevin's spot right now. While he might not win streak throughout all of stage 2, still setting himself up very, very well. His HP totals at stage 2 through 4 is the highest on average in this lobby. Gonna try to make the same thing happen here yet again. Last game for him was a statistical anomaly. He's going right back to his comfort zone here.
I'm getting some serious direction vibes here as well, where again, you are open to what can be there, and it's what shows up. You have, I think, the option for a Graves lineup, although I think that's probably at the back of your mind. I'm getting some Deja Guild.
Yeah,
I'm getting some Zaya Guild. I'm getting some whatever's going to carry a Rage Blade really well Guild. The Guild thing is easy to assemble. The units are strong, they're easy to find, and usually players aren't seeking them because you don't have a Guild emblem.
Ooh, Kurum X on this board. Early Cav emblem. I think we were talking about that, saying Cav is not one that's as prioritized as it was in the past. Still going to be okay for stage 1, but I kind of wonder what Kurum's options were to be kind of, I would say, settling for the Cav emblem.
I don't think the Cav emblem's bad. I think it's just not as powerful as it used to be. So to me, this doesn't feel like much of a settlement, I guess, is the way that I would put it. But definitely not an ideal one. But you have a Zeeks, you have a Cavalier thing, you have a pretty spelled out front line for you, at least. I feel like Guardian is certainly one of the things that you could slam a Cavalier on, and it feels a little bit better. Supplementing that shield with extra armor and MR.
So I'm seeing the story that I think Kurum X is writing down right now, a picture that he's painting, if you will. The Cav emblem not going to be too powerful right now. Sure, it's on Leona, she's going to be charging forward, maybe going to be having some round wins with the Zeeks, but the Rengar on the bench, the Cav emblem being sacrificed to Dark Flights gets the Dark Flight Essence. Rengar going to be the likely direction in the game for Kurum. It doesn't matter what emblem you get, it's all going to be converted to Dark Flight Essence, making Rengar all that much more powerful later on.
Indeed. I think that's a great way to shape it up there as well. That's going to be the obvious take here. But again, time and time, we have been seeing the obvious takes not necessarily make it. And that is going to be something I probably overemphasize a lot here on day number 3, where you have to find the lines and the opportunities that make sense. You're not always going to get exactly what you want. you're going to have to supplement your play, and that's where the resourcefulness and that ingenuity really plays a big factor.
Ingenuity for Kurum, I think, coming into this event, he's been pretty vocal about in interviews with Bryce that he's practiced more lines, right? Usually Kurum comes into the event only having a very narrow style of play. Does, granted, play it very well, but only 1 or 2 comps. He's branching out, as we saw evidence of yesterday. Oh, the Senna is so good, but able to play more lines, play them effectively, get to the final day, and look towards Worlds.
That pick into the corner on Twitch, I can feel Kyvix's heart go, oh! Right? It's just, that's the last thing you wanted to see right now. That damage got cut down dramatically. Kyvix taking a hit.
Taking a big hit, not able to 12+ win streak as he was in the previous game.
Not yet, anyway.
A little bit of an anomaly. Not yet, sure. There's still time to turn it around as we get on into the Stage 2 carousel and get a chance to see the augments across the board. Standouts looking like some econ for Rainplosion.
I am really liking the dynamic that's getting painted here. Most players are going for like a supplementary factor. Soju already having a big line spelled out right now. I think Jewel Lotus is great. It just offers extra damage right away. But getting an Infinity Edge online gives you so much openness to what your big carry is going to be. And for Rainplosion, I don't know why everyone hates this augment so much. I guess because of tactics.tool stats. Rich get richer. It feels like every single time I see a high-tier player take this, they just run away with the game.
Yeah, the amount of gold generation obviously going to spike way up. That's going to increase those average stats by far. Name of the game has been HP preservation, but that doesn't tell the whole story. On average, it's better, but there are these specific instances where you can spike that econ forward, and Rainplosion's so good at rubber banding back from low HP and then having a high finish that she is the one that I'm most scared of for the rest of the lobby, having that specific augment.
Robin getting a Morella Namicon onto a Volibear. Let's just triple check that it has the Dragonmancer buff with the Jade and with the Thrill of the Hunt. I feel like this Volibear is likely to just run away with this fight. And Kurum X, this is not the spot you wanted the Senna to be, just trying to chew through a Jax with a stone plate. Like, that's not going to happen right now.
Not very quickly, at least. Maybe towards the end of the fight, but
the Jax is still there.
For now, will Jax even go down at all? Yes, the excess cast does take it down, but again, it bought way too much time, more time than Robin needed. But Robin, 100 HP right now, opposite of last game. Soju not too far behind.
I saw a big collection of gold in Rainplosion's corner. We got a quick peek at that one, but I saw 4 of the stashes pop up.
40+ gold, maybe 50 into this round. And still has an okay HP total as well. Not even that hurting with 80.
Yep, and Robin, it just continues to demonstrate that he holds the early streak lines with high efficiency, likely to go to 20 gold in the 5 win streak here. I definitely feel like that when you're going on the 5 win streak, it's a lot harder to have 30 gold because it means you usually have a bit more in play. So if Robin can win this last round, I feel like he is a major favorite in the lobby right now. And look at the board you get to go up against. Looks like a free win to me, Crowan.
That is a free win. +1 gold. Take that econ counter up to 20. Robin not going to have quite as much gold as he's been known to have at the start of 2-7, but still is going to be demonstrating the power, the efficiency of the boards he's able to craft. Sure, it's going to be very easy when you get offered units like Volibear, have the Morellas, slamming the early items, get the Dragonmancer buff online, but Robin playing from a point of ahead, very comfortable with this position.
That is absolutely the peak of Robin, is when that gets to happen. Sag gets to pick up a 4 win streak here as well as you come into this one. So round 1 loss, round 2 pick it up. Rainplosion offered a Graves? What on earth? Falls down to 70 HP, but an embarrassment of riches right now. 63 gold and a Graves offered to you at 2-7 on the creeps.
A Graves, Azaria's there. Zach pair already for the front line. Could be a Seraphine Graves pivot admirable sword on the bench.
It could be?
It could be. It doesn't have to be.
If Rainplosion does not move towards the Graves, at least like with an aggressive attempt, I'm going to flame Rainplosion for this.
Well, I mean, okay, we got to look a little bit more holistically at the context, right? Seraphine Graves, you're pivoting into it from behind. Sometimes it can fall off, especially if the composition is contested from players who are ahead in that line. Rainplosion does sell off the Graves and the Zeri.
I will point out an exception. not going to flame. A tear and
No
a
flame, no
rod
flame.
dropped.
I mean,
and you have an
true.
Archangel's Maid already. Okay, touche. As
It could be
typical,
Seraphine items.
again, opinions presented as fact, incorrect.
Rainplosion certainly going to be defying Admiral's expectations, but has a game plan nonetheless. This could be shaping up for a Deja board, right? Nunu being held on the bench. Not going to level up, probably going to pre-level. Actually, no, this is going to get richer, right? So it's getting all the value out of the augment.
Oh yeah, you're looking for
plus
richer.
7 econ. Rain is looking to get richer.
Robin found a Deja.
No.
Oh my gosh. So I do think the Deja is just, it's going to be a stepping stone here, I think. But it is definitely not weak. Whew.
No, not at all. 3-1 Deja Morellos as well.
Neither are the items from Rainplosion weak either. Shiv highlighting the damage aspect. You have the scaling for it. You're healing your team. Excuse me, it was this Kurum that found
found the
Deja here, excuse me. But still, Rainplosion getting a win here after getting to 70 gold. This is massive. On the lead, a Radiant item pops up, and I see 4 Guardian in play here.
4 Guardian in play. Preparation, Ancient Archives item, grab bag. The prep is
Archives
so
has got to
good.
be looking a little bit.
The prep.
I think I would take the prep here because I'd be terrified of the tomes missing.
Yeah.
But we've time
Such
and
high
again,
variance.
we've seen 6 Guardian be so powerful.
Rainplosion also playing this very aggressively in terms of item slamming, right? She usually does hold items on the bench, leaving her options open, but she's narrowing herself off here. She's taking prep, setting herself up for, again, this rubber band style of play where she's going to spike very heavily a bit later on, but has to get through this mid-game first. Every single decision point, assessing board strength relative to the rest of the lobby. Can she do it effectively enough?
2nd guild emblem?
Wow,
Is that good?
The rest of it.
It feels like it's pretty good.
Being able to get the free item, right, with the with the guild crown and getting the extra guild crest does set yourself up for an easy 8 guild pivot.
I feel like it's just 8 guild direction almost.
Yeah,
from the start.
not even a pivot.
Just kicked off with the guild emblem. Yeah, the item stack onto this Karma was just such a good spot here as well. You know, sometimes the game is going to spell out the direction for you here, where you just get stacked a bunch of HP. I mean, you know, what else are you supposed to do here?
Rain not pressured to spend gold, minus just leveling up. Level 670, getting the most out of Rich Get Richer augment, has a strong board with that correct identification of the item slams in a very, very good spot. Moving to Soju, took Earth's grab bag, Guardian.
It's not like it's super good from the item spot here.
No. Another TG? Get
Yikes.
Lucky Gloves next?
I don't know about that. The Shimmer scale looking great. I'll say that. You have a Guardian Stone Plate, Goldmancer that's sitting here. Pretty reasonable spot in terms of health total, but your streak is definitely not there right now, but I feel like your direction's okay. Just the items have me quite worried.
Yeah, where's the offense? I mean, all of these gloves, with the context that it is the Jeweled Lotus, means you only need, you know, one sword, get the IE online, be able to actually get the value there. But it's just, what, 4 gloves, a chain, a couple of cloaks, a belt as well. Not good for Soju. But even with that, is able to be top or towards the top of the lobby in HP and play it so well. So just been the most aggressive at item slamming, but right now he still has 3 unused components on the bench. Part of that does come through with the Earth's grab bag, but still a little bit of variance in that playstyle.
He's going to need to unlock sword, and then you also still have another glove and another cloak that you're trying to use. QSS on this particular patch has not been even close to, I feel like, what we've seen in the past.
Taking a look at all of the augment choices there. A couple of spicy ones, in fact. Goobums, notably. Wow, Sag and Robin also.
Prismatic just changes the world.
It really
It's
does.
so powerful.
The amount that changes the lobby dynamic, right? The players who invest in, you know, power right now versus investing in power later, that's going to be such a huge difference in the lobby tempo, forcing players to make decisions that they wouldn't usually, having to overroll perhaps. Rain in the consideration of how much that she needs to roll down. Finds a pair of Sohms, but no blue buff.
Yeah, nope, not there.
Not the direction for it. Still trying to find the Deja. It looks like that's going to be the line.
I mean, this is an AP-looking team.
Zaya.
I think you're just trying to get strong enough to like not get just obliterated on damage, and then find your way to level 8. That it feels like an instinctual mode.
Doesn't want to overroll, finding the guild units. Of course, guild pairs very, very well with the Deja. Just needs to hit. Deja's stats over the weekend going in have been lower than expected. And are those stats fake, right? We talked about that. I think the answer is no. They were just too contested. If Rain can have uncontested Deja here, actually have the gold to hit, she's going to be in a good spot. But this is not looking promising for now because she missed on that roll down and is being punished because of it.
You know, I'll take an Aurelion Soul as well. You know, it doesn't have to be Deja. You know, at this point, I maybe would take an Aoshin. You have a strong front line.
No mana generation.
There's a lot of times you just don't really have the damage with just a Karma.
No. Perhaps just sacrificing those losses. Say that roll was fine to get the Jace and the Zippy and the Twitch all prepped up. Might consider going to level 8 before rolling next.
I think that has to be on your mind right now. 50 gold, prep rolling. Your health total's not terrible, but it is
workable.
It's very fragile, I'd say. The Prismatic Lobby, I think, is really what's contesting that idea for me.
The high roller for
Diana getting to the back as well,
Olaf.
right away.
Goobums is committing to Olaf. I don't think we've seen that a single time this tournament.
Whoa, is he committing, or is this a stepping stone right now? Like, you do have the high rollers on the bench. I'd be really curious to see how this is going to pan out, though.
It will result in a round win for now. The RFC, i.e. Olaf, going to town.
This was a positioning diff,
board.
I think, as well.
Yeah.
It's just the damage getting cut away from Rainplosion's board thanks to this 2-star Diana jumping right onto it.
Goobums only had 20 gold as well. Only Olaf won.
Robin,
a bit worrying.
Still untouched. Sag is joining there with the win streak.
Wow, such a difference from yesterday's play. Is Sag just high rolling, or has Sag sat down and been like, all right, what are my mistakes? How do I shore them up? How can I come into day 3 and upset everyone's expectations? Sag is looking so good. Robin just right above, though. Only 2 players win streak.
Yeah, those points aren't mutually exclusive either. A lot of times to win tournaments, you're going to have some high rolling on it. But the point that I keep clarifying, and that I'm just going to continue to hammer home, I'm sorry if you've heard me say this because you watch all the TFT events.
That's a good point.
You're going to have to capitalize on these high rolling spots as well. It's not just as simple as finding the stuff. It's knowing what to do once you've found it as well. You can't just throw away your resources because you have some strong stuff. You still have to min-max these effects.
Where are the Olafs? There's the Yone too, but not even finding a pair of Olafs or Goobums. 4-1 rolling so aggressively here. The 3 loaded dice on the bench. Is able to find the Zoe for the 3 mage. That's really good with this composition because it does feature the Silas, and Lilia finally finds the Olaf too. Beautiful in terms of stabilizing, letting him econ back up, and then using all of those loaded dice at once to hit everything.
And look at the side on Soju's spot, a Gold Mancer, an Infinity Edge, a Jeweled Lotus, and a Deja. But this Olaf feels like it's just going untouched right now with the thrill of the hunt. Every single time it takes a hit, it feels like it refreshes that life total, and Deja cannot stand up to this damage that Goobums has.
Not at all. Goobums rolled deep, but was rewarded in terms of board strength. Again, the Zoe, a big hit for the
celebratory
as well.
shield at the end.
Yeah, little BM there.
Robin still untouched. The final augment showing up right now. Wow, all of these are reasonable options.
Has the reroll potential. Looks like that might be it, right? Taking units on the bench says that there are going to be better outs here. No.
This goes with the items.
More components, more items.
You know what?
Which I like that.
Can't turn these down.
Because Diana is still going to be a very, very strong secondary threat in the composition, right? Olaf focuses on the front line, Diana is the back line threat, and there already are 4 components dedicated to the Pantheon as well.
Reforge
trying to find perfect items. Don't really need healing for the Olaf, as there is the thrill of the hunt there. Thought it might have been just like a death cap Diana slam. Not quite, though. One of the rods was reforged.
Wow, this spot looks so tough. And it's not tough in terms of like, oh, my team is so weak. What do I do right now? It's just, how do you max this out? Like, are you going Rage Blade onto the Zoe, spelling some 2 Rengars though.
So it gets 1 cast, but then gets deleted by the Rengars in each lobby. It seems like there's one player who hits this capped Darkflight board.
I was just about to make the assassin point too as well, where Diana can be this fairly unpredictable threat or something that you can't necessarily prepare for. It's exactly what just happened to Goobams in this one. 2 Rengars on Kurim's side, and that is just a stacked looking Darkflight composition that Kurim has right now.
Confidence from Goobam might be wavering. Started the first game with an 8th. Might be going back-to-back 8-8 unless he's able to make something happen. When are the loaded dice going to be used? How long can he wait?
You basically have an augment that's not doing anything right now.
Not at all. It gave a few gold and that's it. Prismatic augment. You cannot be just sacrificing his power for that long. I know he has to right now. It's not like he has the gold to buy all the Olafs even if he uses them. The Reforge hits the Hodge, solid item. Love that one.
Supplementing the Infinity Edge that you have going on, so a little bit of extra crit plus the healing. I do think that while you have the Thrill of the Hunt, the supplementary healing is still important. Like, this is your primary unit. This unit has to get basically everything done.
Olaf against the world, a bunch of synergies to buff him up, 4 skill score, and of course it was nerfed a little bit. Olaf is not a very good composition in the meta. Players are avoiding it for a reason. Goobam's pulling out for the first time, trying to stabilize with it, and does, but that's up against a Sag who is 40 gold plus, level 8, has not rolled it down yet. A good matchup for Goobams, and with that is no longer in 8th place. Rainplosion takes that spot.
Prestivant with the Scorch at the end that pretty much fits really well into the double guild emblem there. Kybix with a swift shot at the end. Soju with damage amplification on the Ascension. Robin has taken a couple hits over these last couple of rounds, and it feels like this lobby's starting to shape up a bit. Rainplosion, Goobams need to have some shine throughs here. Prestivant and Kybix as well.
A lot of players low in HP. Oh, Aurelion Soul being found. Not really. Is there the space to put this in? I'm not so sure.
There's no items to put it in.
Builds a Cav emblem.
There we go.
Hits in Hecarim too. This is such a comfortable line. Even playing 9 guild at the moment. Screw 8 guild. Finds the Xayah 2. That's a huge hit.
Having some
what?
Wow.
Just hit P. God, trying to come back from the depths here.
Hey, we say just hit, but that was a lot of gold rolled. I mean you bought that Aurelion Soul, so it's not in the shop for anybody else. So you're rolling, really. It's that's the reason you pick it up. The Rengar's not in place to jump right onto the Xayah right away, so some time to build out the damage. You're seeing the stacks from the Titans. You're seeing the stacks from the Rage Blade. You're seeing 9 guild here, and how difficult this can be to kill. The Rengar's finally find the corner, but
I lived through it.
Too much time.
Oh, Xayah able to hold her own against double Rengar. That's Titan's value, fully stacked, giving the armor, the 9 guild as well. Enough Omnivamp to lifesteal through them. Impressive.
A little bit of positioning diff there too. Imagine if those Rengars are in the corner for that Xayah instead. It might not make it at all.
Very true.
Pair of bards.
The Zippy as well. Can't forget about that one. Has an IE, could be one-shot bonking some people. I know Bryce was saying he's the Zippy to Frodan's Deja doing some somersaults. We're going to see it happen here on Prestivant's board.
The items for Prestivant not necessarily shaping up super well right now. I think you're kind of clasping your hands and hoping on the Treasure Dragon spot, but honestly, this board has just panned out really well. You have a ton of damage that's taking place. Your front line's not that bad. It is really going to be a lot of positioning stuff right now. We saw the Shrai touch the Xayah. Not that big of a deal right now. The Olaf getting a little bit of that Sunfire cape, trying to buy the time, but it feels like the Xayah has had way too much time to stack up. That bit of CC, Goobams taking a big hit.
Taking a big hit, still 3 loaded dice there. The clock is ticking for Goobams to cash those in. Hit Olaf 3 and come back in the lobby. Might not be enough time left, however.
I'm looking at 100 gold.
Wow.
For Soju right now. Does have, I believe he's had the Shimmer Scale in play for that one. It's the reason he's stacking up a lot of the gold.
Oh, takes it. I mean, can't really spend that much gold rolling. The Treasure Dragon has to hit right now, has to roll it down.
What are we using the dice for?
Hits a Diana, hits an Olaf, trying to get closer before expending them. One dice used. Another. When's the next one going to come through? There's another Diana 2. The gold count is dwindling. However, Goobums might only be able to get one more round, use another dice, gets one Olaf away, and use the third dice, hits the Olaf 3. Goobums could be making a comeback of a lifetime.
It really could be, but that was technically a -1 gold because of the Diana purchases, but something had to get done right here. Yeah. I mean, like you said, the clock isn't just ticking. It feels like it's at the final mark. The alarm is going off at this point. You know, you hit the snooze button maybe, and it is wake-up time. 3-star Olaf is now found. Is this strong enough to come back in this lobby?
It very well might be. Probably not for a first-place finish, but I think Goobums will be satisfied with top 4ing from here. The potential is there. Honestly, from the Treasure Dragon, it was some decent items as well. The Shroud completely whiffs, and you hate to see that, but I think the Olaf will be strong enough, especially because from Kyvix, it's only an Itis 1. It's already down in the fight. Think about how long we've seen most Itises last. It is not compare at all. Olaf's in the back line, tearing through the rest of Kyvix's board. Goobums has officially stabilized. It's still close, but gets the job done.
The thing I want to point out there, though, is Kyvix items on the back line there as well. A lot of his damage is reliant on that press the attack. Yep. That felt like it was everything. So it was everything else was front line. That got knocked down immediately. Kyvix, I think, might be one of the weakest players in the lobby right now, and I think Goobums really shined that through. It's like, hey, Olaf 3 dominated your board right now. How are you supposed to beat everyone else?
Oh, Kurum. One Rengar away from Rengar 3.
Boy.
Uses the dice and hits.
0 Rengars away from a Rengar 3.
Rengar 4? Another extra Rengar there. Just making some swaps. Not wanting to tier up the Kiana, doesn't need to. It's going to be sacrifice. Another IE to pop off the extra glove.
How many Infinity Edges can you have?
6 Darkflight, 3 Assassins. How many IEs can you have? Never too many, apparently.
Oh, the Essence didn't get on in time!
What?
No Darkflight getting placed here. It's the start of the round.
Wow.
Not the start of the... I'm sorry, it's the end of the round, not the start of the fight. Neela having an Infinity Edge here. You see how he wants to pan this out. He is very assassin reliant right now, but missing that Essence is missing a lot of bonus stats on your board.
That is the difference probably of this fight.
Oh boy!
A huge misstep by Kurum. Taking a big hit, dropping to 14 HP while Goobums drops to 1. The Olaf perhaps wasn't enough. Sag, however, level 9. The big roll down in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Is he going to hit?
Rainplosion, by the way, since we pointed out the 29 health, has not taken a hit. Prestevant on the win streak as well. Sag looked like they were in a pretty good spot here, but it has not been clutching through. A lot of 2-stars getting put together here.
2 for Rain.
This is the critical moment of the lobby, I feel like, right now. Everyone's been strengthened up. If we could find 8 players going into a carousel at 5, that is just... I mean, how much stronger could it really be? We're getting a glimpse at Goobums' board in the bottom right, see if he can make it through. But this is a Deja battle that we have going on right now. We have extra damage on Robin's side, and we have the Guardian emblem on the other for Soju right now. Which of these is going to be more important? Right now, it is feeling like the Morellonomicon plus that healing is very akin to that, but the board getting collapsed onto Robin's side right now. I don't think this is enough to hold through. It keeps falling through, and Robin going to be taking a big hit here, falling down. Sag gets eliminated. Kyvix is gone as well. Goobum still at 1. Kurum at 1. Robin at 5. It is a close fight for these bottom 4.
Players are clawing at every single hit point. Every single placement matters so much. It could spell the difference between going to Worlds and having your set 7 TFT career come to an end, at least until the Western Last Chance Qualifier.
And here we go. Rainplosion puts together a Jace 2. Felt like they were very happy, as it was a beeline for that item on the carousel right now. Robin says, you know what, this isn't nearly strong enough. I gotta find something.
Has to find the Itis too. Frontline diff in the last fight does find it, as well as the Braum Mystic Emblem as well that he picked up from the Tome there from the final augment. Going to be good when it comes to Deja v Deja battles. Not able to make a difference in that last fight. Zephyr placement. Could be Zephyr'ing to Zoe, but Goobums. Someone's going to be eliminated here.
And that is the Zoe getting knocked up. That could be a big difference in this one. The shield from Zoe can be absolutely the difference in the world. Olaf right now focused onto a backline Guardian. The Deja looking like it's in a prime spot right now. Onto the Itis with a Stone Plate and with a Dragon's Claw. That makes a difference versus Scale Scorn when that's taking the place right now. Zoe feels like it has not contributed anything to this fight, and it's all up to the Olaf to get this done. But the supplementary damage, the healing, but the scaling from Archangels!
Scaling from Archangels gets the job done. Goobums would have been satisfied with the top 4, doesn't quite get it. Gonna go out in 5th. A valiant comeback as Kurum takes 6th. But we have our top 4 rounded out here in Game 2. Robin gets there. Precedent in the top 4 yet again. Raimplosion rubber banding all the way back like we said she would. And Soju in first.
Knocked down to 29 HP early in stage 4. Has not lost a round since then.
Rain. Such discipline in the high stakes situation.
Dancing back and forth in Deja, trying to avoid the Zephyr, but it's caught onto the Deja in this one. That's a lot of Guild on Prestivid's side.
Guild versus the Deja Guardians. How long can the Xayah be stacking up for? Deja's opposite side, so isn't going to be sweeping towards it. Zippy in the backline. Cav means that he's going to be resistant as well. Does charge the Deja yet again, locking him up for longer. It's just who can get there who's frontline first. The Itis standing strong, but for no longer. Robin goes out in 4th. Prestivid showing why you should not underrate the Guild Xayah.
Zippy's supposed to jump to the highest health unit, and I believe that's in term of percentage.
Yep.
The Deja being that extra healing and getting stunned time and again because of a benefit that a Deja has is such an unpredictable offset.
At least Robin gets to get a top 4 after bottom 4ing in the last game. Kurum cannot say the same, however. 2 bot 4s in a row, usually good at recovering, but not this time around.
5-7 creeps, Zephyr's up the Jace.
That's some decent mechanics there from the PvE rounds. A little bit too good.
Soju, meanwhile, has picked up the hot streak now. Raimplosion took a hit in that final one, and here we go. Prestivid, how much stronger can you get?
Bard 2, extra unit to go in there.
Pair of shivs.
Consider the Shyvana, especially if it gets tier 2'd. And yes, the Zippy will be replaced.
Oh my gosh!
Shyvana.
That is a huge hit from Prestivid's side. How often do you find that 2-star Shyvana that quickly? It felt like he had about 20 gold to work with. It's got a Cavalier spat. You have a Zephyr for the cheese. I feel sorry for whoever Prestivid's next opponent is.
Oh, wow. The Shroud. Is it going to hit the Deja? No, actually, Raimplosion's positioning, meaning it's up 1 row, dodges out on it. Is it going to make the difference? However, Prestivid spiked so hard. Raimplosion has not sent her gold down to 0 yet. The
Xayah!
The Xayah goes down. The Deja might be able to do the impossible right now.
Oh, the Jay's still delivering damage. Tanky enough. The Shyvana falls. Too much scaling damage onto the Deja. Prestivid takes a hit.
Prestivid so comfortable at playing for these top 3 situations. Not often is going to peak these Xayah boards to win the lobby, but consistency to get here is the name of the game. Soju, however, 6 Guardian, also playing Deja. Deja stats were indeed fake. They can get to the end, and they can be so dominant.
Deja. I'm sorry, Soju. Just sails up right now. This costs a lot of damage from the Deja. Has a death cap to back it up, though. This feels like a commonplace thing that happens with these Shimmer Scale. You find a backup AP item for your main carry so you can spell out this gold. It says, you know what? I want the extra units in play. Is this enough? Two big Zephyrs coming into place. What a positioning difference.
Wow, Prestivid, little bro right now showing that Soju's caught slipping. Deja has so much time. However, both front lines are so tanky. The Idas 2 versus the Shyvana, and the Deja's not really attacking that fast. It's going to be dealt with here soon. The front line's been dealt with. Precedent Saya turns its attention. Can the feathers fly? They do. They come back. Take out Soju, but not enough damage. Soju, 5 health remaining. Rainplosion won her fight.
Still a race for this top 3, but that was a scorching battle for Prestament in that one. The Zephyrs just absolutely dominating the position.
Good.
It's part of what happens when you have these level ups too, is that you get focused on that last little aspect of like, what's the strongest thing I can do? You have so little time for the positioning if you don't parse it out exactly in that headspace.
Yeah, players' boards are going to be capped right now. All it is positioning, is dodging the Zephyrs, getting the Deja on the opposite side of the fight. It's going to be here, Deja v Deja. Admirable, who's going to come out on top?
Well, one of them has an Archangel's. One of them's healing. The other one has an Infinity Edge and a Death Cap. It says, you know what? I got enough. I just need to hit you. Is that going to be true? Ascension is the magnification.
Yes.
From the perspective of Soju right now, the Ascension hits. The next
low.
wave, not enough to defeat it, but we're seeing some extra damage come into play. It's a 2v1. That can't get it.
No way! The Deja started hitting the Aurelian Soul instead of the other Deja, and with that, 3 players on single-digit HP. Getting the stage 6 Carousel moment of reprieve. Soju picks up a Guardian Emblem. Rain wanted it. Might be satisfied with a Shroud, however, that might be the difference. Prestament, however,
offered the 13th guild emblem.
How many guilds can we go? Not going to get it, however. Needs the anti-healing. Did not have it. That is a beautiful pickup. Precedent rolling to maybe try to find an extra Twitch to replace the Zephyr, maybe a Sejuani. Oh, where is he going to put the Morellos? Probably just on the Hecarim. Hecarim 1 auto and then casting.
I'm looking at the Jace being a possibility too. You know, Jace doesn't want to ignore AP. Positioning, last second changed up here.
The Zephyrs, are they good enough? It looks like Rainplosion has dodged the Zephyrs, dodged the Shroud. Was that enough?
Hits the Cavaliers, so the front line a little bit weaker. The Shyvana slamming down and stunning this board. Right now, though, the Xayah is at 25 stacks, and the Rageblade keeps building. Scorch is absolutely tearing through the front line. Rainplosion's board cannot hold this up. The Deja has to do everything alone, and that's not nearly enough.
Rainplosion goes down. Soju on the other side does win the fight against Precipice's Ghost. These are 2 members of the study group trying to battle it out.
Can the student become the master?
P-God versus Soju. Which one's little bro? We'll find out by who takes second and who gets game number 2.
I can feel the pride at stake.
All onto this next fight. Can Precedent outposition the micro game? Landed a beautiful double Zephyr the last time we saw it. Can Soju dodge it? Where's the last second swap? The Aurelian Soul to the far left side, splitting the carries. That could have been it.
The front line totally Zephyred up.
Wow.
Wow, that is a great call right now. The focus onto the Aurelian Soul. Shyvana diving in to stop that damage as well. And again, the scaling is not there until the Ascension clicks. But in the meantime, the Scorch continues to chew through the team. Shyvana takes down Aurelian Soul, and I don't think this Deja can get it done right now.
Unless one more... No, it doesn't get it. The Xayah... The Deja does it! The Deja does it. Soju claims victory in game 2, takes out Precedent. What a game, a battle of inches there at the end, Admirable, and just barely Soju showed